Friends, here our concept is executing multiple commands on multiple servers. So first we'll implement this concept on password authentication environment. After that, we'll execute same concept on passwordless authentication environment as well. Let me open my terminal. Suppose here I have some list of remote servers. Now let me execute some commands on remote server 1. Then how we can execute a command on your remote server? Simply SSH. Then you can provide your option called -o with the strict host key checking equals to no. Then what is the user on your remote server? Automation, suppose. Then let me provide the password, IP of that remote server. Then space, let's say date command. Now it is asking password, but I don't want to provide my password after running my SSH command because I need to automate through shell script. That's why it's better to use SSH pass. Now simply you can pass your password in your password authentication environment for your SSH using SSH pass. SSH pass -p password. But providing password in your command itself is not a good practice. That's why what we will do is we can store our password in a file. That file may be anything and it may be in any location. The only thing you have to provide the file complete path. But as of now, I have my password of my remote server in this pass file, and this file is there in the current location. That's why I'm not giving complete path. Then now run this and see the result. Yes, you are getting the output for your date command. Not only for that, let me run one more command and let me run some RAM usage. Yes, you are getting your output. Now my requirement is I want to execute these 3 commands on my remote server 1 first. So let me copy these 3 commands. So simply open a shell script called run multiple commands on multiple servers.sh. So first I am implementing just to run your multiple commands on one remote server. See, let me paste the commands. Just let me rearrange all these things. Now if I run, this is going to give the output for these 3 commands. But for each and every output I need to identify that. For that, just simply I am writing echo command. The date command output on the server. So whatever the server you are using, that server IP I want to display here. Then let me copy this IP. That's it. Now same command, same echo I want to display for each and every command output. Then so instead of now date, this is simply uptime. See why I am writing this means you need to simplify this instead of writing this many times. So to understand that, you have to know first all step by step. Now here we are running free-m command. Now let me save it and I am running. Let me provide the execution permission for this. Now run that shell script. Yes, you are getting your output, the free-m command output, the date command output. Even if you want to get a clarity here, so here what I will do is, after getting the output, simply I am writing echo just for differentiation purpose. Now let me provide at last as well. Now let me save it and run it once again. See the result. You are getting your output. But if you observe your code, you are repeating same logic again and again. The only thing is command is different. Whatever the command you are passing, that command is different, but you are repeating same logic. See, even echo is also same. The only thing here command is different. That's why what I will do is I am modifying our script. Let me comment this code as of now. This is very simple way, straightforward. You are implementing your 3 commands on your remote server. But instead of that, whenever if you are repeating the same lines again and again, at that time you can go with the loop or loops, any one of the loop. As of now we know only for loop. Now I am implementing this with for loop. See what I am doing is for each command in. So how many commands we have? Date, uptime, and one more thing is free -m. But if I take in this way, free is one command, -m is one more command. But that entire thing is a one command. That's why you have to mention in quotations. Then do and done. So between that, whatever the echo you are displaying at very first, let me copy it and paste it. But here command is not fixed. For each iteration, the command should be changed. That's why I am writing in terms of each command variable. That's it. Then SSH pass. So let me take this entire command. But here command is not a straight command. Our command is there in a variable called each command. That's it. After that, that's it. See that? Now we are writing only one time these 3 lines, but we are repeating those 3 lines for this many number of times, first, second, third. But while executing first time, automatically the each command is date command, second time uptime, third time free -m. Now let me save it and run it. See the output? You are getting your output for 3 times, for 3 commands. And as of now, this concept we are working on only one server, but we have 2 servers in our hand, right? Now what I will do is, let me open a script and there I will discuss. Run. See, this is for one server. If you have 2 servers, same logic you have to repeat for 2 times. If you have 3 servers, same logic you have to repeat for 3 times. That means you have to write this logic inside of one more for loop. See what I am doing is, for each server, you can take any variable. I am taking each server in. Let me take the one server. Then you have one more server, right? First server space second server. Then do, and between that do and done, you have to write your logic. See, now the meaning for this is, you are repeating this logic 3 commands for on one server, but I want to repeat for 2 times because I have 2 servers in my hand. That's why I just write this in one inside of one more for loop, and this for loop will repeat first time for this server, second time for this server. Now while executing first time, this server is storing in a variable called each server. That's why wherever server IP is there, just replace that $each server. That's it. Now see, but here wherever your IP is there, now I don't want to fix it. Automatically it has to pick server by server. That's why $each server. That's it. Very simple, no? So this is the way how we can execute your command or commands on multiple servers with the help of your for loop. And while executing first time, automatically server is this one, second time this one. So if you want to get the information before starting your for loop, second for loop, you can write here something like, so I'm giving some spaces just for looking purpose, echo executing commands on $each server. Now let me provide some spaces so that it is good for looking purpose. Now by seeing these spaces, you can understand that this is the main loop, for loop, and inside of a for loop you have one more for loop. This for loop will repeat 3 times and this for loop will repeat 2 times. While executing first loop first time, the same for loop will repeat 3 times by taking these 3 commands, and those 3 commands will execute on your first server. Second time, second server, same commands will execute. That's it. Now let me save it and run it. See the output. Executing commands on, executing commands on. That's it. Even if you want to get more differentiation in the output, just write some echo somewhere. Suppose here I am writing echo. That's it. Just for your understanding, you are writing that echo. So by seeing this information, you can understand that this is for first server and this is for second server. That's it. So this is the way how we can execute multiple commands on multiple servers. And if you observe here, as of now, you are running your commands using password, and your password is there in this file. Now I don't want to use this password. I mean, I want to execute this script on passwordless authentication environment. First, let me do one thing. I will copy this entire code. Be clear. If your environment is passwordless authentication, then you no need of using SSH pass. First, let me create passwordless authentication. See, if you want to create a passwordless authentication on your local server, you have to generate SSH keys first. Let me generate SSH keys simply without navigating into .ssh. Also, you can see. Let me come out from that. Remove .ssh. Now we don't have a directory called .ssh. We don't have .ssh, right? Now what I will do is simply I will run ssh-keygen so that it will generate keys. Just enter 4 times so that it will create keys for your environment. Now on your local server, now .ssh directory has been created, and inside that you have private key and public key. Now you have to share this public key with your remote servers. So our remote servers are there here. Now let me navigate into .ssh. Now here we have our keys. Now let me share our key with this first server. So simply ssh-copy id. What is the user on your remote server? Then that IP. So it is asking yes because you are running this is at very first time. Now you have to provide password automation 123. Now your key has been exchanged with your first server. Same way, let me exchange our key with second server as well. So once if you exchange your keys with remote servers, after that you no need to use password. Directly you can run without a password. Now come out. So these are the your servers, right? Now let me open our shell script. So wherever ssh pass-f pass is there, let me remove that. Otherwise I will do one thing. I will comment this line. Below that I will write a line for passwordless authentication environment. That's it. If you are working on passwordless authentication environment, then don't use ssh pass-f pass. If you are working on password authentication environment, then only just to provide password for your SSH automatically while running your command, we are using SSH pass. That's it. Now let me save it. Now see, something wrong. Okay, let me open it and check it. Yeah, at the end I missed quotation. You are getting. Now here you no need of any password because just now we exchanged our keys with remote servers. But syntax is same, no? I mean, how we are implementing your shell script, that is same. Except this ssh pass-f pass. Remaining syntax is same. Right? Fine. And one more thing. As of now, you have 2 servers, remote servers. Suppose in future you are having some 10 servers. Then you have to add 8 servers IPs here. But that is not a good practice. Instead of that, what we will do is, we will store all these IPs in a file. So as of now, we already stored our IPs in this file, no? What I will do is, I will read that file with the help of a cat command. Now see, now this is your final script to execute your multiple commands on multiple servers. Simply write a dollar, because this is a command output we are substituting for your for loop. Now save it. Now run it. Suppose I want to work with only one server, then what I will do is, I will remove one of the IP from this. Let me remove second IP. Now automatically your script will work now with only one server. Now see the result. It is not working on second server because in your list of servers we removed the second IP. Right? So guys, this is the way how we can execute multiple commands on multiple servers. Okay, thank you.